So something that I found very unique in this video was that Elliot, Pop, Jenny, and Grandpop all spoke at the same time, but they weren't speaking to each other. I thought that this was very interesting, but it was also confusing to me. One value being represented is what war is like. An example from the play is that war was very similar for all of the characters involved, and all of their scripts intertwined because of this. And another example was that they all spoke of how they were homesick and that they missed their mom's cooking, and there were just a lot of different aspects of the war that were very similar for all of them. Another value being represented is love. Pop and Jenny fell in love in the war that they were in together, and although Elliot backtalks a lot to Pop, it's shown that he loves him and looks up to him, and so I think that love is a very important value that's being shown. Something I found confusing that I had to look up was the format of the play. When I first read through the play, it was very confusing to me, and I didn't really understand what was going on. And then when I looked up what was going on, I did understand it more, and that all the characters were so similar. They had such similar circumstances that the playwright decided to intertwine all of their scripts together, and it made much more sense when I was rereading through it, and I think that it really added to the play. American soldiers are depicted as being put through so much mental and physical trauma that they are not the same when they return. People see them as heroes and they look up to them, and this is shown because Elliot was interviewed by multiple different newscasts, and they were just asking him what his experience was like and how he got injured and what it was like, and they basically saw him as a hero. This is reaffirmed within the play because of the interviewing. And the interviewer asked if war was like a video game, and Elliot basically responded that it wasn't, and it just shows that people look up to soldiers and American war. And it's challenged because because Pop and Grandpop both don't like how Elliot is getting so much social media and media around him just because of an injury, and they think that a soldier is a soldier, and that they just go on living their everyday life and they shouldn't get any special recognition, especially Grandpop. The definition of fugue is a contrapuntal composition in which a short melody or phrase is introduced by one part and successfully taken up by others and developed by interweaving the parts. This play has a point of view that is where characters talk about the war, and it's also what it was like for themselves too. The playwright's intention of writing this play was to emphasize that war is war and soldiers are soldiers, no matter where the war takes place geographically. And I think that that was definitely the main point. What do you think the radio station interviewers thought of Elliot in terms of how he acted and what he said? And why do you think the playwright made this play very undramatic and uneventful?